Welcome to this week's Teacher Devotion. Today I want to talk about how to be set free from anger. Matthew 18:21 through 22 says, Then Peter came to Jesus and he asked, Lord, how many times shall I forgive my brother when he sins against me? Up to 7 times? And Jesus answered, I tell you, not 7 times, but 77 times. Anger is a sign of unresolved issues. The root of anger can be masked or stuffed or misplaced from earlier conflicts. Often we believe that we have forgiven past hurts when in reality we stuff those hurts with the determined words, I will forgive, I have forgiven, I don't have to forgive anymore. But if you discover that you're unhappy or angry about your life in general, you probably have things in your heart that you need to clear out. Consider these questions about bitterness and anger. Do old wounds and offenses return when you least expect it? Do you stuff those feelings and ignore them by saying, well, I've already forgiven them? Do you feel uneasy when a certain person's name is mentioned or you see them across the store? Do you turn and avoid them and want to make sure that you don't have to talk to them? Do you carry secret guilt for being unable to even release their wounds because you know that you have a responsibility to forgive? But you're not God. Only God can instantly forgive. We must continue to work through our pain until the wounds are healed. When you cut your finger, it's not healed until it's healed. And you have to take care of it, and you have to put medicine on it and protect that wound until it's healed. And how do you know when it's healed? When you push on it, it no longer hurts. That's when you know that you will have completely forgiven. Forgiveness takes time. Jesus said 77 times, 499 times for one offense. That means forgive again and again. I personally forgive orally to myself. Lord, I choose to forgive this person. I choose to forgive them again. I want this out of my heart. Help me to forgive. I remember clearly when I was reading Corrie ten Boom's book of The Hiding Place, when she was out of prison and the SS guard came up to her to tell her he had become a Christian. And she recognized him as the man who had laughed at her when she had to stand naked in front of him. And she prayed, Lord, under her breath, help me forgive this man because I don't think I can do it. And she says how instantly God did the miracle in her heart. And she was able to reach out and take his hand and shake it. And the forgiveness came as a result of her prayer. So we need to bring God into our situation of forgiveness. And we need to continually work on it until we know we are truly free. And we can think of that person without feeling that rise up in us, that anger or that need to avoid them, because it takes time. And give yourself time, but be faithful to keep forgiving. You forgive for yourself because you set yourself free as you forgive. I have an exercise that I teach people and I do myself. And that is when you are holding somebody in unforgiveness, you're holding them here. Okay? But you are the prisoner because you're the ones that's clasping your hands. But I take my hands and I literally open my hands, say, Lord, I release them. I let them go. And I literally choose to let them go. And I physically do that action to remind myself what I'm doing in my heart. I'm letting go of the offense. And I do that as many times as it takes until I'm free. And I have to realize it may take time. It may take 2 weeks. It may take months. It may take 2 or 3 years. But if I choose not to rehearse over and over again what they did for me, instead, if I choose to ask God to take it out of my heart, eventually the pain will subside, and eventually you'll be able to forgive. But forgiveness is a choice. It's not a feeling. You forgive again and again until the feelings are gone. And the feelings are real. And the feelings you can't totally control, except you can choose to forgive as they show up time and time again. Our prayer for this week is, Father, help me to understand what true forgiveness is, and give me the courage to face forgiveness again and again until my heart is free of the offense. Thank you for joining me this week. I pray that you have a blessed week, and I pray that God will give you the strength and the courage to face the offenses that have come into your life. Have a blessed week.